Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to replace or remove the rear taillight assembly in a Hyundai Sonata 2011. Why would you want to do that? Well, maybe it's gotten broken and you need to replace it, or maybe you need to replace the one bulb in the whole assembly that you need to remove the assembly for to replace. So let's start. First, this is inside the trunk. This is the passenger side. We just remove this cover over the lens assembly. It comes off fairly easy. And there you have the lens assembly. Now, there's one parking light or indicator light that is right down here. Now, I don't know, you may be able to get it out somehow. Personally, I couldn't get it out without removing the whole tail light assembly. So, I mean, if you're going to do that, you need to remove it. The other thing, again, you may have to remove it because it's broken. So, what you're going to need is a 10mm socket and a socket driver if you have it, and you need to remove 4 bolts, or 4 or 5 bolts. One bolt is here, another one is right there, the third one is here, and the fourth one is right there. And other than that, you need to remove this connector that goes through the whole assembly. So let's start with the connector first. It has a little locking tab in the center. You just squeeze that tab and wiggle it out like that. So let's just get that out of the way. So now it's free to be removed. Next, we remove the bolts, and basically just turn them and remove them. I'm going to use an extension that I like to use because it's way quicker. So I just put the extension on there, it's 10mm, and they're not on very tight. At least mine weren't on very tight. So there's one out. Careful not to drop them, because if you drop them, they go into this area here and you have a lot bigger problem getting those out. So there's number one. Number two. Like I said, hand tight, good enough. Careful not to drop them. You don't want to drop them. They're not a lot of fun to go retrieve. Number 3. And number 4. As you can see with this long extension, it makes life way easier. Okay, so now we're ready to remove it. I'm going to give you a different camera angle so you can see all this, how it comes out. Okay, hopefully this is a better angle. Once again, we've taken off this bolt, this bolt over here, and this bolt right there, as well as the wiring harness by pressing down on that little clip right there. You just press down and it unlocks it. Okay, so next we got to remove it. Now it's got a rubber seal all the way around it, and I believe that just somewhat binds it to the body of the car, but no big deal. Just push on it. Make sure you put your other hand on the other side to catch it, because if you push it and don't have it on the other side, it pops out. It'll be broken, falling down and broken into on your driveway or your garage. So just wiggle it, give it a little bit of pressure, and out it comes. I will also show you what that looks like from the outside. Alright, so here we go again, removing the lens. I've got all the bolts off and the connector, and just push it out and off it comes, like that. Okay, now you may want to clean off the mating surface of this rubber seal, as well as the surfaces in there. Just use a damp rag or some soap or something and it'll go fine. So there's the whole unit off, and right down there, if you can see it, is the one light that you'll never get out without taking the assembly out, and that's this one here, right down there, so you can see it. And it is on the back side, that light right there. So if you want to replace that lamp, you're going to have to take this off. Fortunately, it's not a biggie to get it off of there. And putting it back on, there's a few things to understand. Number one, right here, you'll see a little slot, and that little slot and groove go into a little slot and groove, a little stanchion right here. So I'm going to show you that next. Let's just move it over there to see if I can show it. So there's the mating surface for that. It's right here, and again, this little piece here goes into, slides over that stanchion right there. So you know, clean it off and then put it back in again, and I'll show you that next. So I've cleaned it all off fairly well as I need to, as far as I'm concerned. Next, we've got to put this lens back in. Key in putting the lens back in, again, I cleaned the rubber off, it's nice and clean. If you wanted to change the bulbs, would be the time to do it. Again, make sure that this little divot or cutout here goes into that stanchion in the corner up here. So we're going to basically just slide it in carefully. Like that. There we go. And voila, nice and snug, good fit. Keep your hand on it. Put one of the bolts from the inside in, just hand tight one of the bolts so that it doesn't fall out on you again. And then I'll just show you the reassembly on the inside of the unit. Okay. Alright, we're back inside again, and we're just hand tightening all these bolts. I like to hand tighten them first and then go for the final screw down afterwards, or tightening afterwards. Like I said, once again, be careful with these bolts. Don't drop them, because there would be not a lot of fun to go and get them. So absolute care on that. Luckily, Hyundai put a nice long studs on these bolts, for these bolts, so the likelihood of that happening is minimal. Okay, that's all 4 bolts hand tightened. Check your fit on the outside. Mine looks really good. Next, use your 10mm socket, and I'm just going to use my 10mm and my extension to tighten that down, because that's about how tight they were when I took them off. Tight enough for Hyundai, tight enough for me. Like I said, all the bulbs are replaceable except for that one indicator light or parking light. So there we go. All 4 bolts are tight. Next thing, put the connector back on. It just snaps in like so. Put your cover back on. And last but not least, I would check and see, make sure all your turn signals, your brake lights, and your reverse lights are all working correctly. It's nice to have a partner when you're doing that. Thank you for watching. I hope that helped. That's it for my video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video and it helped you out in some way, do me a favor, click on the like button right down here. And you know, if you wish to subscribe to my channel, just click on this link up here. And that should subscribe you to the Richard Lloyd channel, or Richard Lloyd USA channel. Okay, again, thank you very much for your time and watching.